And good morning at 7:04 on this Wednesday, May 22nd. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Here we are on a Wednesday. Going to be another wonderful Wednesday, and we welcome you to the program. We welcome Bob McDonald this morning, as usual at this time on a Wednesday, to talk about Cedar Stone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, simple banking, simply better. Bob, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, my friend. Nice to be with you, and thank you for letting me dial in. I got to say hi to Billy when I called in, so if you'll say hello to MJ for me at some point before you leave this morning.
All right. Well, what's going on?
Well, we've had a good week. We had our annual shareholders meeting yesterday, Coleman, and we kicked that off at 1 o'clock yesterday. We had a real good turnout of shareholders, and as we normally do, we give a review of the previous year of 2023, and then after we take a look at that, we do a preview of 2024, share with them what our objectives are for the new year. So we appreciate the good turnout, the good participation, the good interest that we have from our shareholders, and so we've been preparing for that for about the last 30 or 45 days, so we're glad that took place and glad it went so well.
Bob, I want to ask something, not to put you on the spot or anything, but I've in recent years, let's say, most of the time I would hear it stockholders, and here of late it seems we always hear shareholders. Is that maybe a little bit different term, or am I just missing something?
Well, no, the terms mean the same thing. You either own shares of stock in a company. So I think it's just a personal choice. Some folks will say shareholder, some folks will say stockholder. So it means the same thing, and we've always used the word shareholder. So for the last 20 years,
just thought I'd ask.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a great 20 years. It really has. Just about any business is going to have some peaks and valleys, but it's not a bed of roses all the way. But it's been a good 20 years, hasn't it?
Oh, it has. It's been a great 20 years. You know, we opened in 2004, and then we had some of the best economic times of our lifetime, and then of course the recession of 2008 came, and we got through that just fine, and came through that and came out of it a better bank than we were going into it. And then, of course, we had the pandemic that took place a couple of years ago, and we got through that just fine. So, you know, we our strategies have always been very sound and very solid and based on good banking practices, and so we're. It has been a very good 20 years, and we're very thankful for that, and looking forward to many, many more good years ahead, Coleman.
What are maybe some of your goals that you could share? Not that you're going to share everything, every strategy, but what are you thinking about the rest of this year and the immediate future?
Our big. There's two things that's really capturing our attention this year, Coleman. The first, and is just account fraud, and you and I talk about this several times throughout the year, but now's a good time to do it again. But we just encourage all customers of any bank, not just our bank, to be careful with their account. Don't give away dates of birth or Social Security numbers or your account numbers. Make sure you know who you're doing business with. Don't. If you're online doing business, buying something online, make sure that you know what the website is, because there's so many fraudulent websites out there that will capture personal information. And the next thing you know, your account's been compromised and money's being drawn out of your account without your authorization. So we encourage our customers to be careful with that. We will never call our customers and ask them something about their account. So if anyone ever gets a call from someone saying, "Hey, I'm with Bank X, and we need to verify your date of birth or your Social Security number," don't give up that information. Make sure you know who you're talking to, and make sure you know who you're dealing with online. And then the second thing that we're focused on this year is just interest rates. Will rates stay where they are? Will rates come down? 1 week you'll hear that rates are going to hold steady where they are for the balance of the year, Coleman. And the next week you'll hear where there's a projected 1 or 2 rate drops. So we're hopeful to see rates drop because that takes pressure off of lending rates and those types of things. So those are our 2 areas of focus this year, Coleman, is interest rates and account fraud.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, of course, we try to remind everybody every week you can get your loan at Cedarstone, and you surely can.
Well, you can. We're very busy. We're having unprecedented loan growth, Coleman, and so we're seeing loans in all of our loan categories. People are buying houses, and people are refinancing their mortgage, and they're making additions. Businesses are buying equipment, and people are buying cars. So the economy is very good, certainly in your listening area, which is the markets in which we operate. So we can be very thankful for a diverse economic environment.
And one other thing people are doing, they're opening up a free checking account to establish a relationship so they can get the best deal on that loan.
That's exactly right. That's where it all starts, Coleman, is with a checking account at a bank, and that's why it's our key account. It has been for 20 years. It is free. It remains free. It's always been free. You can continue to write checks if that's how you want to do your banking business, and we provide those for you. Or if you want to do your banking electronically, we have all those features as well. So we encourage your listeners who do not currently bank with us to come by and visit one of our pretty locations and see our great people, and we can talk about their banking.
All right. Well, Bob, one thing before I let you go, you're going to be interested to know who my guest is for the first half this morning. And without you having to guess, I will just tell you, we've got your Teacher of the Year, Jessica Roper. I thought you'd like that.
Good morning.
All right. Well, you have a great weekend, a great Memorial Day weekend as well, and we'll do it again next Wednesday.
Thank you. I look forward to tuning in.
All right. That is Bob McDonald. He is President and CEO, Cedarstone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, Simple Banking, Simply Better. I think we're 11 and a half minutes after the hour. Is that right, MJ, or am I? Okay. My clock's about right this morning. It was a minute slow yesterday. But anyway, we're back in the good graces of time this morning. Let me introduce Jessica Roper, who is live and here in studio this morning, our teacher, Wilson County Teacher of the Year. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're certainly glad to have you with us today, and congratulations on not only being the winner at Southside Elementary, but the entire county winner as chosen by the Wilson County Motors and Cedarstone Bank. I guess the first thing we want to know a little bit about you. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Southern California, and I actually came out here to play softball at Cumberland back in 2012, so it's been almost 12 years. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, now, Dr. Stum and I sort of have this thing going. It's if there's any way I can think to mention Cumberland or have it mentioned each day, I love to do that. And he sits and listens and gives me good marks if we mention Cumberland. So we've already done that today. What attracted you to Cumberland? The softball opportunity?
Yes. So I actually played my freshman year of college back home at a community college for 1 year. And the coach at Cumberland at the time, Heather Stanfill, recruited some of my sophomore teammates from our community college. And my sophomore year, I actually went to Northern Illinois University. And it did not pan out the way it should have, and that's all good. You know, there's a plan for everything. But I kept in touch with my teammates that came out here to Cumberland, and they're like, hey, our coach really liked you. And so once I was able to get out of my contract with Northern Illinois, she was able to talk to me, and I came out here and signed with her without ever seeing the school, without ever coming out here to Tennessee. And I was like, nope, I have a good feeling about this, and just went for it.
You kind of took a chance.
I did. She took a chance on me, so.
What position did you play?
I was a catcher.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, very important role.
I loved being a catcher.
Yeah.
I loved being in the action every moment.
What are you doing as a teacher? What's your job at Southside?
I'm a third grade math and science teacher.
Oh, so it's not physical education?
No, no.
Well, how did that come about?
Well, I love elementary school, and I had a great experience in my elementary school growing up. And, physical education, I think I'm a great coach. I do coach softball at my school, but that was never the path I wanted to take. I wanted to teach kids and be that influence in the classroom and help students understand things that I didn't understand as a kid. But that's the way it panned out, yeah.
Well, I don't know. It seems that I've sort of heard the rumor that maybe one of the hardest things about being a teacher of the year is filling out the application.
Yes. Yes.
It's quite extensive, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I think the hardest part was writing a 4-page paper bragging on myself. I hate bragging on myself. And to have to write a 4-page paper, which it didn't have to be 4 pages, but, that's what they say. Yeah. So I did it. That was the hardest part, I think.
How surprised were you that you were actually chosen that night?
Extremely. Yeah, extremely. I think they started reading excerpts from our recommendation letters, and the very first one was actually a coworker of mine. Her daughter was in my class last year, and I heard the words. I'm like, this sounds very familiar. I think I know these words. And I turned to my mom, and I'm like, I think this is me. And she's like, really? I said, I don't know. Maybe someone else had the same experience. I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't expecting it. There's a lot of amazing educators in Wilson County. And, I show up and I'm grateful for what I do, and wasn't expecting something like that.
All right. If you joined us late, Jessica Roper is here. She is the Wilson County Teacher of the Year, and it's time for us to take a break. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota. Write it off the lot. Write it off your taxes. Visit Absolute Kubota. Take advantage of the Section 179 tax deduction when you buy new Kubota construction equipment, tractors, RTVs, hay tools, or turf products. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's been running a little bit slower than normal on 65 southbound here at Trinity Lane. They were moving a stalled truck in that area and just added an extra delay down through there this morning coming down from the north on 65 southbound, like it's not heavy enough. 24 is cranking up pretty good westbound. Coming out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County up through Antioch. A little bit of radar in parts of Wilson County this morning, the Mount Julian area. Be careful in both directions on I-40 and also out there in Dixon County on I-40 around Highway 46. 24/7 reliable crane and rigging services right here in Middle Tennessee. Tomahawk Crane and Rigging. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Simple banking, simply better. Since 2004, that's been our motto at Cedar Stone Bank. I'm Bob McDonald. We know that financial decisions can sometimes be complicated, but that doesn't mean solutions have to be. Whether you're buying a new home, renovating your existing home, or buying a car, or maybe you're a business that needs to purchase equipment for the building you operate from, we have all the technology that will allow you to do your banking online or on the telephone, or you can come in one of our beautiful branches and see our great people. With locations in Lebanon, Mount Juliet, and Nashville, Cedar Stone Bank. Simple banking, simply better.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is in a new location, 1746 West Main in Lebanon, across from Sports Village. Gregory Dental Group offers cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs.
No insurance? No problem. Call about the discount plan. Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322.
Thanks for joining us. We continue here on a Wednesday morning. Jessica Roper is my guest this morning, the Teacher of the Year. We've talked about you grew up in California. You came to Cumberland University by way of college in Illinois, played softball, but now you're teaching third grade math and science at Southside. What's every day is a little different, I guess.
Yes.
How do you get the attention of third graders and relate to them? I'm wondering what your teaching methods, what you might share with us this morning.
Well, I'm a little weird sometimes, and I like to tell stories, and just, the biggest part is just building the relationship with students and getting to know them as people. But honestly, when I'm teaching, I'll make little stories and I'll relate to things that I learned the way I learned as a kid. So just talking about how I remember what a trapezoid is, how I remember what repel and attract means for magnets, and little stories that go along with that. And it's really helped. And we like to make little songs out of things. And yeah.
What I suppose you have to take into account the attention span of 8-year-old maybe?
8 and 9, yeah. Yes.
And their attention span can be a little bit short sometimes.
It can be.
Right? Yeah.
It can be.
How do you address that?
I think just moving around a lot and having them move around a lot really helps. I'll walk around the room and we'll work with manipulatives and things that kind of help them stay engaged in other ways, moving their body parts, touching things, moving things, and that really helps keep their focus.
How many do you have in a class, approximately?
My biggest class, because I have 2 classes this year, the biggest was 24.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is that too big?
It's pretty big. Yeah, our max size, I think, is 25. 24 seems like a lot. We've gotten used to it, but it does make it a little bit more difficult at times, but it's not too bad.
How do you, what kind of discipline problems, or I guess you have a few. There's somebody's going to act up or be a little bit unruly every once in a while. You have a way of dealing with that?
I think, the biggest thing that we are faced with is just not taking accountability for their actions. I wasn't doing that. I didn't do that. Like, I saw you. A lot of the times we just ask them to reflect on what happened. What could they do better next time? I try not to call people out in the middle of class in front of everybody, but it is really hard when that takes a lot of time to pull them aside and talk to them privately. So sometimes it's just like coming up to them, hey, get it together. We're not acting like that, and just tapping their desk and reminding them of, hey, remember where you're at right now.
Another thing, of course, they're there to learn, and some learn faster, some are slower learners. You have to deal with that, I suppose. A teacher deals with just about everything.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you address that? I mean, some grasp it just right off, others, it takes longer.
It can be really hard sometimes to reach all of the learners. We have some that get through things within 2 seconds, and then there's some that it takes them, 2 class days to get it done. But sometimes it's just pulling the ones that need help a little extra, and then the ones that are moving on, maybe pushing them with a little expansion, giving them something that pushes them a little bit more without giving them too much work. We do a lot of math puzzles.
You are a motivator, though. You have to be, right?
I try to be.
A teacher is a motivator.
I try to be.
Yeah. If of the two, and you just teach math and science, right?
Yes.
Which is the harder to teach?
Ooh.
Or does it just depend on the student?
I think it depends on the student. Science is difficult because of the vocabulary at such a young age. But math can also be difficult because it moves very quickly and it builds very quickly. They're going to go into 4th grade next year, and instead of just simple multiplication, 1 digit by 1 digit, they're going to be multiplying 2-digit numbers by 2-digit numbers, and they're going to be doing long division. So it builds very, very quickly, and it's hard to slow down sometimes. But science can be difficult too because of the vocabulary.
You have, how many years have you been teaching?
This is my 8th year.
Okay. So you have a pretty good grasp of what it's all about.
I like to think so, yes.
Well, no doubt you keep up with, to some extent, what state legislature is doing and changes that are tried to be initiated, this sort of thing. Do you have a way that you might compare the education we have in Tennessee with other states? You grew up in California. Are we doing a decent job here in this state?
It's really hard to really say because, when you're a kid, you don't really pay attention to the flow of things. I don't remember what age I was when I was learning X, Y, and Z, and I don't remember if it was too hard or too easy. And if what I'm teaching now was what I was learning then. But I feel like we're doing a pretty decent job. I think it's hard to keep up with everyone else because every part in the country, they're going to have, just challenges that are different than the others. Tennessee is so different from California. And honestly, California is different from California. It depends on where you're at there. I was in Southern California.
Third largest state up there?
Yeah. So, I was in Southern California near Los Angeles, and that's going to be very different than going to school in Sacramento, So it just... I think every state has its challenges it has to face.
Do you miss California?
I miss my family.
Yeah.
I miss my family. I miss the memories, but I don't miss the traffic and how expensive everything was.
Well, we are a growing area here.
We are.
And you've been here long enough to see that. You've seen a lot of change just in the time you've been here. And I don't know what the future holds in that direction, but it seems like here in Wilson County, we can't hardly build schools fast enough.
Yeah.
And how does that growth affect you as a teacher, or does it really?
Yeah, I think especially at our school, the elementary school is busting at the seams. Like I said, we're at 24, and we have our middle school is attached to us as well, but it's hard because elementary school will be busting and our middle school might not have as full of classes. Still pretty full, but, as we're building more homes, it's like, where are these kids going to go? We don't have enough classrooms. We don't have enough teachers. So it's an interesting dilemma.
Well, speaking of not enough teachers, we have had maybe a somewhat of a shortage here, and part of that probably has to do with the requirements in the classroom. Teaching is not easy, and there are some things maybe that have made it even more difficult in recent years. But one positive note I feel good about is what the initiative we have taken here in Tennessee to have a starting salary, I believe, of $50,000. Now that's pretty good, isn't it, to start there? We haven't got there yet, but we're approaching, I believe.
I think it's a good start. I definitely feel like there's a long way to go, but I do think it's a good start. I remember when I first started, the starting salary was $40,000, and I thought I was raking in the cash because I had never had a big girl job, But it is difficult to put in that much work and struggle at times,
To do your job as it should be done, does it require quite a bit of work either on the weekend, at night, extra other than what you're actually doing when you're at school?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of planning time. We get planning each day for the most part. We did not yesterday because it was field day. And some days that happens. But during your planning time, you might be calling a parent. You might have to be in a meeting. You might have to help a child that needs different clothes, and you're the only person that can help with that. Or you might have to be cleaning up a mess, and so the time to grade and make assessments and clean your classroom, or make end-of-the-year gifts for your students. And those things you have to do at home. And people tell me, well, manage your time better. I don't have time. I'm working with students. I'm spending my time the way I need to.
Yeah.
And if I need to take it home, so in that way I can sit on my couch and grade at times, then I will.
Jessica, we're about out of time, but the future of education, especially in Tennessee, look good to you, relatively good. What do you think?
I think we need more teachers in the education major. I would love to see more of that. And I think as long as we have people coming in that want to be teachers and be world changers, then we'll be on a good path.
Well, congratulations on being the Teacher of the Year. You did get a little bit, let's see, there's a picture of you in this publication here with a check for $3,000. So
yes, sir.
I'm sure you're going to put that to good use, or have already.
Yes, sir.
Well, we thank you for taking time to be with us this morning. And school's nearly out. What's the summer going to be?
I'm working summer school. I'm working summer school, and then I'm possibly going on a mission trip to Scotland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, again, thanks for being with us today. We've enjoyed your visit. And
thank you.
Congratulations again on being Teacher of the Year. Well, that's part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more, and we hope you'll keep it right here, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. $59.95 up to 5 quarts oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, and safety check. 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic. Let's check in with Chuck.
Good morning. It's been a little bit slower than normal coming down 65 southbound. We had a stalled truck a little bit earlier south of Trinity Lane that added to that delay down through there. They moved that truck just moments ago, but it's still heavy on 65 south at Trinity Lane. It's cranking up even more on 24 westbound coming up through the Antioch area. In right now from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, it's finally starting to build on Vietnam. That's coming westbound at Conference Drive as all that traffic flow coming out of Sumner County, Hendersonville. Hey, 24/7 reliable crane and rigging services right here in Middle Tennessee. Tomahawk Crane and Rigging. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Well, that partly cloudy skies today with a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Highs will be in the lower 80s. And the showers and thunderstorms look likely for tonight through Thursday. Morning lows in the 60s, afternoon highs in the upper 70s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm Storm Specialist Drew Richards.
We welcome you to part two of Coleman and Company here on a Wednesday. Time for John Langford to come in and talk about what he does, helping people manage their money and do wealth. John Langford, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. And before I get into what I'm talking about for business, I just got to brag on my wife. You were talking about the teachers and the teacher shortage. She's finishing up her first year as a kindergarten teacher at Jones Brummett Elementary after 17 years as a physical therapist.
Oh.
So changing careers, going to Cumberland and working on her master's. And to say I outmarried myself is a definite understatement. So that's to you, Amanda. This week, we're going to continue on the rules of the road.
Yeah, you started
investing.
with 5 of those last year, 5 rules for investment. You got 6 through 10 today if we have time.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So rule number 6 is have realistic expectations. If you knew how many times I've had somebody come into my office and they said, well, you know, I saw this one thing on CNBC and it made 25%, so I think I need to make 25% too. All right.
Nice.
It'd be nice. I really wish that I could do that, but oh, by the way, if it's already made the news, it's already happened. So going in and having realistic expectations and knowing that sometimes it's kind of like the tortoise and the hare. If you remember, the hare went out really quick, and then he took a nap. And then he went and ate some things, and next thing you know, the tortoise ended up winning the race.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes slow and easy, you're going to make more than you will trying to start out with a bang, because usually with a bang comes what? A bust.
Yep.
So having realistic expectations on there is rule number 6. Number 7 is maintain your balance. A lot of people sometimes will look and say, oh, well, you know, these large cap stocks have done amazing, so let's put 100% in large cap stocks. Well, just like when I talked about the hare, what leads the pack this year may not lead the pack next year. You may need to have some in mid cap. You may need to have some in small cap. You may need to have some in international stocks. You may need to have some in fixed income as well. Even have a little bit in cash or money market along the way. Rule number 8 is prepare for the unexpected. And that's part of the reasons why we diversify, is because I will tell you, if I knew exactly what the market was going to do every day, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. I'd be on the beach having my Mai Tais and basking in my millions. for some reason I do not have a bat phone, and they say, "Hey, John Langford, today's the day." I wish they did, but that's why we have to prepare for the unexpected, and that's why we try to not put all of our eggs in one basket. Rule number 9 is focus on what you can control. Like I said, I don't control the market. I wish I did, but here's what I can control. I can control how much I contribute every month to my account. I can control how often I check my social media to see what's going on. I can control how much I spend on a monthly basis. And if you do those things, it's amazing what happens when you become what we consider to be a disciplined investor. And then the last thing is review your strategy regularly. I know for us, we do an annual review with all of our clients. Right now we have over 500 households just within our office here. I service 18 different states right now. But we do annual reviews with everyone. With some of our larger clients and some of our more needy clients, we do contact them as much as once every 6 weeks to make sure that they're on track, because some of them, they're business owners. A lot can change in a month or two.
Right now, the Dow hit an all-time high. It went over 40,000. I guess it was last week, and then it's been off a little bit. We kind of expected that. Of course, I don't know how much attention you pay to that. I do watch it every day just to see where it's going. I don't know how good an indicator it is of what we are, what to expect, but we're all wondering what's going to happen. And, of course, being a presidential year, we're wondering what's going to happen in Washington, D.C. But I don't know how, as an advisor, you surely are aware of these things. Keep yourself up to date in that area.
Yes, and that's one of the things that is kind of a misconception with clients and investors. They believe that because it's an election year, Katie barred the door. Did you know that since 1960, election years have actually outperformed regular years within the market?
I've heard that.
And the big reason why is because, and it's twofold. One of the reasons is because Congress, and they don't do a whole lot on election years. Why? They don't want to give one side or another talking point. So what happens? Not a whole lot of new regulation. Well, capitalism likes that, because that means the government's kind of getting out of the way. Also, the other thing, too, there's not a lot of new funding for what we consider to be pet projects. Every administration, when they come in, they will have something that they are backing or that they are moving towards a certain industry one way or the other. And that doesn't occur during election years. So without the influx of money towards one specific thing, it's what we call capitalism at its finest. And earnings and good performance, good service usually wins the day during election years.
Might remind everybody that you're located at 1424 West Badua Parkway, Suite C, right here in Lebanon, Tennessee. And people can reach you at 615-443-2090. Hopefully your phone stays pretty busy. You're a busy guy. You're taking care of, hopefully, the new clients we're going to help you get. Things looking good right now for the year as far as your goals and so?
So far, I like to say the Lord looks out for drunks, fools, and Langfords, because we are doing well. And the one thing that I can tell you is that since moving to Lebanon, I cannot stress enough how wonderful this community is and how much they have helped not only my family but also my friends as well. And I look forward to that continuing in the future.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you again next Wednesday, and we'll talk more about things that you should be doing as far as your financial world goes. John, thank you so much.
Thank you, Coleman.
All right. John D. Langford with Edward Jones. And again, that location is 1424 West Badua Parkway, Suite C, right here in Lebanon. Okay, we are 22 before the hour, and today would be the day that we have Mayor Rick Bell. Mayor Bell, I guess, is on special assignment. He is not here, but we do have Alan Major this morning, who is substituting for Mayor Bell. And Alan, good morning.
Good morning. How's it going?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you again.
Yeah.
And I did have word ahead of time that you were coming today. What I didn't get was what the discussion was going to be about, but it doesn't really matter. If you've got a report from last night's city council meeting, we welcome that. If you don't, we'll talk about what you do as director of the Jimmy Floyd Center.
Yeah, so I don't have a report from city council meeting, but this year is year 25 at the Jimmy Floyd Family Center. We opened in December of 1999. So this is the 25th anniversary of the Jimmy Floyd Center, and this weekend is Memorial Day weekend. So it's pool season, Coleman.
Well, what does this a special time for your outdoor pool, or is it open all the time?
So, yeah, it opens this weekend. Really, we're open from Memorial Day to Labor Day, but with the way school is today, our busy season is really only 9 weeks long. We have the last week of May here, and then we've got 4 weeks in June, 4 weeks in July, and school normally goes back the first week of August. So it's a mad dash through the summer, but we're ready to go.
And it opens officially when?
Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
All right.
And so
that's, we would say, maybe the beginning of Memorial Day weekend.
That's correct, yeah. Don't get confused. It's not Monday. We do open on Saturday. And so does the wading pool over at the Don Fox Park, Saturday morning, 10 a.m.
All right, you open 7 days a week?
We are 7 days a week. The outdoor pool is going to be open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's Monday through Saturday. Sunday's the only day where it's modified a bit. It's 1 to 5 on Sundays.
Mm-hmm. And you're the director now. And how long you been director?
Yeah, so I started as director in April of 2022. Tim Hill was the previous director, and that's when he retired. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've had 2 years and about a month.
That's right.
What's it been like? You knew what you were getting into. You'd been over there, I believe, right?
Yeah. So I had been there since 2004. So this year for me is year 20. So it's been great. The city's doing a great job reinvesting in the Floyd Center. So they've done a lot of infrastructure lately at the Floyd, a couple phases of replacing the roof that's on that building. We've got some dehumidifiers coming in for our pool. They replastered the outdoor pool. So I'm excited because we've got most of the infrastructure out of the way now. And on this coming budget, we're looking at coming inside the building and starting work on things like the locker rooms and updating public-facing elements of the facility like that.
Well, since we are mentioning the Floyd family, Jimmy Floyd's name is on that, of course, and I know that when he was mayor, Don Fox did work with the Floyd family, and they made a substantial donation to get this going. And Ann Floyd is Jimmy's mother, who still listens, and I haven't said hello to her in a good while, so today would be a good time to do that and to just thank them, for all of us, for their benevolence and what they did to enhance the quality of life in the city of Lebanon.
Absolutely. We love the Floyd family. I've actually gotten to talk to Ann a couple times on the phone, even through this past year. And then, Janet, Jimmy's wife, taught swim lessons at the Jimmy Floyd for many, many, many years until very recently. So not only did they donate the land for the Floyd Center, but they have been very involved in the Floyd Center since it opened. And everybody asked me what that carousel horse is above our door when you come in the building. So for those people that don't know, that was from Floyd and Baxter Carnival Company, and that's why that hangs there.
Well, that's a good reminder. Yes, they did quite well in the carnival business, and have shared their wealth with us and over at Cumberland, and probably a lot that we're not even aware of. But at least I got to interview Jimmy Floyd one time. He was out here, and I remember this. We were just talking about the carnival and the people that he had that worked for him and what it was like and all of this. Really, really good program. I still remember doing that, and as far as I know, that's the only time I ever got to do that. But Jimmy made really an impression on me that day, and I never was around him much, but during that time. But I have got to meet Mrs. Floyd, Ann Floyd, and she is a remarkable person as well. So I guess you can't praise benevolence too much, and it gives us this is a perfect time to do that since you're here today, and that's what we're talking about, the Jimmy Floyd Center.
Absolutely, yes. We hope that we're making them proud. One of the things that we've started recently at the Jimmy Floyd Center, we've called it the Leadership Academy, and we're running this for youth in our community and trying to put community leaders in front of them to help enhance their future and prepare them for the world they're walking into. And I'm proud of that because I think it really was the heart of the Floyd family. They donated that property because people in our community have value. So everything that we do at the Jimmy Floyd Center is based on that presupposition. Everybody here has value. So we're not just there to do one thing or the other. We're there to invest in our community.
All right, we're going to take a break here, but Alan Major, in charge of the director of Jimmy Floyd Center, one more time, the summer officially, as far as the outdoor pool, starts this Saturday morning.
This Saturday morning, 10 a.m.
Goes for 9 weeks, and when school starts about the 1st of August, it's kind of shuts down again, right?
Yeah, we'll have it open through the month for anybody that wants to come out. Just a little less populated when school starts back.
All right, a break right here and more coming up on Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota. Write it off the lot, write it off your taxes. Visit Absolute Kubota. Take advantage of the Section 179 tax deduction when you buy new Kubota construction equipment, tractors, RGVs, hay tools, or turf products. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. They got one more vehicle to get out of your way there in Madison on that earlier crash. It's going to be at OHB at Madison Station Boulevard. Now, there's some volume out here coming through the Hermitage area in from Wilson County on 40 coming westbound. Here at Central Pike, it's just busy where it normally is, not only here, but 24 trying to get up through the Antioch area in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. That traffic flow remains heavy. Still positive right now on 65 North up through Williamson County from Franklin into Brentwood. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken's got new items on this new menu. You gotta check them out. You can order online today. It's easy at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
What does it mean to be rich? Maybe it's less about reaching a magic number and more about discovering the magic in life. I'm John Langford, your local Edward Jones financial advisor in Lebanon, Tennessee. Count on me for financial strategies that can help support a life you love, because the key to being rich is knowing what counts. Contact me today at 615-443-2090 and let's find your rich. Edward Jones, member SPIC.
Are you facing a challenging time that you need help navigating? Well, look no further than your local law firm of Kane & Crowell. At the offices of Kane & Crowell, we understand the complexities that come with family law matters. Whether you're going through a divorce, working through child custody or support matters, or needing a will or trust drafted to protect your family assets for future generations. Kane & Crowell, 615-784-4800. Your local leaders in family law matters.
Well, we continue now, and welcome to our final segment here on a Wednesday morning. Alan Major is with us. Alan is the director of the Jimmy Floyd Center. He's here this morning because Mayor Rick Bell is on special assignment. I don't know what that assignment is, but he's not here and Alan is. We're not talking last night's city council meeting because we've got important things about the Jimmy Floyd Center to talk about, which we've already mentioned a couple of times here. The outdoor swimming pool officially opens this Saturday morning and will be open, well, mainly through the summer, but especially the 9 weeks that school is out. And you have a lot who come during that time, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. We're wide open. So anything from programming like swim lessons, swim league, things like that, to just recreationally coming to swim in the pool. And that pool is designed for all people. It's got zero depth, which means just a little bit of water there at the top, and it tapers down to 4 feet. And then all the way across on the other side, as you know, we've got those 2 low boards and the high board in the 13-foot area. So we've got something for everybody, and they can come out and enjoy the sunshine.
What else would you like people to know this morning?
Yeah, one thing that's huge that is going to be open for the public soon is we've constructed new pickleball courts over at the Jimmy Floyd Family Center. So I'll talk a little bit about those. They're just out beyond the outdoor pool in the back parking lot of the Jimmy Floyd Center. There are 4 courts, and those courts are going to be public courts. So you don't have to pass through the Jimmy Floyd Center or pay for those. They are public courts that are going to be open here pretty soon for the city of Lebanon. So that's going to be awesome.
How did this come about? There's a little bit of expense involved in making that conversion, and I suppose in operating that, and you're not going to charge for people to play?
Yeah, that's correct. So pickleball has taken off nationally as a pastime. It kind of became popular during COVID, right? Because it's something that you could do outside. The distancing wasn't a problem. You were in open air, and it's less impact and a little bit slower of a game than something like racquetball. Mm-hmm. So it's super popular, and all age demographics are playing this sport. We see folks come over from the senior center that we share a parking lot with, all the way to Cumberland University. The young kids are interested in this sport too. It's kind of something where everybody meets and enjoys it. So we're pumped about it.
Yeah. Well, is this just open there? Do you have to do cleanup, maintenance on that yourself?
Right.
You're in charge of that?
Yeah, so the Jimmy Floyd Center is going to be in charge of opening it and closing it each day, but it'll be open the same hours of the facility. So we'll have it unlocked out there at 6 a.m. The facility doesn't close until 9 p.m., and our manager will probably get out there after everything's cleaned up. So we're looking 9:30, 9:45. There's 2 pavilions out there, Coleman, so people can enjoy the shade. There's a water source out there so they can get a drink. So we've tried to think of everything with this project and really serve the public well.
Wow, that sounds great. I don't know how it could be any better.
Yeah, we're pumped about it, and it's going to open soon. If people drive over there now, I've already seen a couple pictures out on Facebook, so I know people are checking that project out. But they've got some of the color down on the courts. It's got kind of a red, white, and blue look to it. So it's looking great. We're excited to open it to kind of add it to the complex of the Floyd Center over there.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things we might talk about membership at Jimmy Floyd Center and inflation that everybody is dealing with, and how are things in that area? Are you still charging about the same, or have you had to go up? What's the future look like?
Yeah, so we haven't gone up on our membership rates in a very long time. Definitely before I became director, but it had been. So I want to say it's been somewhere around the early 2010s, the last time we went up on membership rates. We also have a 4-month membership at the Jimmy Floyd Center. So that for those folks that are interested in that outdoor pool, they can get that membership May, June, July, August, and have that season covered. Another thing that we've done is we've added monthly memberships. So that was something that we didn't have, that we know that, sometimes it's tough to pay that full amount up front. So we have gone to a monthly format where you can have your membership on bank draft and pay by the month rather than paying for an upfront membership for 4 months, 6 months, or a year.
Well, it seems you're trying to fit people's needs. And surely they appreciate that too. If you can make it a little bit more convenient financially in the way you pay anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's been a great relief for some people. Like I said, anywhere from a month to 4 months to 6 months a year. We've got 4 different options, and beyond that, Coleman, we've even got things like a 10-visit pass. So that 10-visit pass is a punch card where it's not person specific. So if you and a couple kids are coming in, you can punch 3 visits off that, and it's a discounted rate beyond our daily rate, which is during the summer it's $9 a day. Right now you could come to the Floyd Center and buy one of those 10 visit passes that never expire for $65. So if you've got a visit left that you didn't punch off the card this year, you can bring that card back next summer and punch that visit.
By the way, I think I may have called you Alan. It's Alex.
You got it. Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Well, my apologies for that. But anyway, Alex, what's the future look like? I mean, you seem like you've made a few maybe subtle changes, but we're pretty much carrying along as we've been going. Does the future look pretty much the same as we're doing now?
Yeah, so like I said at the beginning, the city has done a great job investing in infrastructure, and the current mayor, he's worked on the sports complex out there and has a heart for recreation, and I think that we're going to see that growth and investment in serving the people of Lebanon continue. So like I said, we're coming in the building this coming budget to do some public facing upgrades, and I think you're going to see that continue. You know, this is a place where neighboring cities look at our facility and say, hey, we need that. And so
that makes you feel good.
Yeah, we're proud of it. We've had people come out to our building recently to look at it and say, hey, what are you doing here that we can do in our community? So we're going to continue to grow and invest in our community.
We have a lot of people who come who have. We've had growth for quite some time, but we have people from California, Illinois, Texas, maybe fly nowhere, all over, have come in here. And I want to think that they see the Jimmy Floyd Center and are very complimentary. What do you hear?
Yeah, they are. And you're correct. We have people come in the front door all the time, and they say we're new to the area. We'll ask them where they're from. You know, about a year and a half ago, the answer was always California. But now that's expanded. We've got people coming from all over. The Northeast in particular is another area that we're seeing a lot of people come in from, and they are pleasantly surprised when they walk in the Floyd Center. You know, normally you see a facility like that that's privately funded, maybe like a YMCA, but our city has invested in that for its citizens, and it's something that they invest in on an annual basis to make sure our citizens here have an amenity that's special.
By the way, you're wearing a Tennessee Volunteers cap this morning. You're a big sports fan. You follow sports a lot.
Coleman, the mayor is a lot of things, but he's not a bigger Tennessee fan than me. And I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. He'll debate me on that. But I love Tennessee athletics. They've got it going up there right now.
Well, I just saw that. I thought I'd mention that. Vanderbilt managed to beat Florida yesterday, 6-3 in baseball in the play-in game in the tournament down in Hoover, Alabama. Yeah, and I think they play Tennessee today.
Yeah, but we've beat them 9 out of the last 10 times, Coleman, so I would say don't bet on Vanderbilt.
What time's the game today? Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head, but we'll see if we can't find it on one of our TV
But you are Big
sets.
Orange through and through.
Big Orange through and through. You'll see me on the Hill a couple times a year at least.
Well, I know the mayor's pleased to hear you say that.
That's right.
What we got a couple of minutes. What else? Anything else you want to pay particular attention to this morning?
Yeah, first off, let me thank the rest of our staff at the Jimmy Floyd Center. There's a lot of people that have been there for a long time, and it's because the Jimmy Floyd Center is a special place. Nicole Teague, Melinda Stockton, Aaron Sawyer, who's our aquatics director, is the daughter of a former aquatics director at the Floyd Center. Ethan Maggart is Joe Maggart's grandson. He's our assistant aquatics director. And man, let me tell you, he's gotten these pools ready. Erin was out on maternity leave. She had her first child, so congratulations to Erin. Ethan stepped up and helped us get these pools ready in her absence, and now she's back helping us get ready. So it's a team effort over there, and I couldn't appreciate them more. They are the best staff.
If somebody is this is kind of new to them and they don't know much about this, what's the best way to find out? Is there a website you can access, or is it better to just come over and explore, or what?
Good question. So we will let anybody that wants to see our facility come in and do a tour of our facility. We do have information available on the city website, which is LebanonTN.org. We have an aquatic-specific website, so that website is jffcswim.com. So we've got a little something as far as access anywhere you go, but if all else fails, pick up the phone and give us a call and we'll help you out.
All right. Well, one more time, Alex Major, we want to remind people the big pool, the outdoor pool, is opening this Saturday.
10 a.m. Saturday. Come out and see us. Enjoy the sun and enjoy this outdoor pool that we're so proud of.
And how long before we can enjoy pickleball?
It's going to be, I'll say, Coleman, we can promise in the next month, but I can't give you an exact date.
Mm-hmm. Sometime in June.
Yeah.
And you're looking forward to that?
Yes, sir.
Well, I hope you have enough parking space.
I think so. We're ready to go. We've got that back parking lot as well, so it's going to be a blast.
All right. Well, appreciate you being with us today and substituting for Mayor Bell. Alex Major, the director of Jimmy Floyd Center. Thanks again.
Thank you.
And that's going to do it for Wednesday. Hope you'll join us tomorrow for the Thursday edition. Till then, I wish you a wonderful day.